Hello everybody, welcome. Wait. There we go. Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening. Bitcoin, altcoins, Mladen's predictions, bragging rights, and everything else. Guys, welcome to the show. We here, the hardcore fan lines group. We gotta know what kind of lines we have. We got right now 12 people watching. Usually these videos, Bitcoin dailies, get like tops 300 views during the day. It is the worst thing that I've done with my channel. If I've been just making Dogecoin videos, 2-minute videos every single day, I probably have like 100k subs right now. But that's the life we do over here. That said, how's everybody doing in chat? Mladen, what's up? That's not the plan. What's up? How you doing, man? Offline? No, not offline. Izam, long time no see, man. How you doing? Yo, ETH. Yeah, ETH is doing well right now. Yeah, 2% up. It's okay. It's doing good. Mladen, don't forget, like, guys, do not forget to hit the like button. I mean, I know you are only 12 people in here, but we only got 6 likes. If you are here and you're one of 12 people, you can hit the like button. That's all I'm saying. Christopher Kirk, morning all. Let's get more people involved. TLS, great. Yeah, always on the dollar advice. Always on the dollar. Good morning, everybody. Didi, how you doing, man? Life advice, though, not financial advice. Yeah, we are giving life advices up here, guys. It's life advice, not financial advice. Dr. Karlov, good morning all. Good morning, doctor. How you doing, man? Gordon, morning, chaps. What's up? Bull market. Looks like the bull market. Looks like the bull. If it looks like the bull market, quacks like the bull market, walks like the bull market, talks like the bull market, it cannot be bear market. Forget the full moon. Everything is at resistance and overextend. You are actually very right that everything is at resistance. What you are not right about is overextensions. Edward, good morning. Good morning. How you doing, man? First time early. Yeah, we are a little bit, before the dollar. We are not on the dollar, we are before the dollar. So we are less than $1 right now. But, it really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. First time early. No, this is actually second or third time. For sure, not financial advice. Love you, man. Vistel, how you doing, man? As you can see right now on the charts, we are looking at 5-minute charts because those minutes matter, guys. Those minutes matter. So we're not going to actually look too much on this up here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to remove these lines over here. And we're gonna go up in the bigger time frames up here, and we're gonna talk about this chart. But before we start doing that, we're gonna go to our Telegram channel, and we'll see that people are finally converting. So this is one guy, Profit Blue. Unfortunately, most of my bearish analysis on Bitcoin was invalidated in the last 24 hours. I'm bullish now. For now. 10k stays missing before the next halving. Then he says later, won't forgive myself for staying bearish on Bitcoin for too long. Many of you missed buying at lower prices because you trusted my work. I'll never forget this kind of trust. Stay around, because if 10k is still likely, then you don't miss a lot. I'll do better. And this is the problem with a lot of YouTubers, including myself. We become too bullish or too bearish. And a lot of people who do not know how to, I won't say think for themselves, but, do not know how to do TA, do not know how to trust themselves. They believe in somebody else. And unfortunately, if that other guy is wrong, you might be wrong. So if you are a YouTuber, if you're an influencer, if you're a guy that you got a big, followers on Twitter or TikTok or somewhere, it is really important to, be able to change your narrative as the time progresses. Because if you are, I won't use bad words, but if you are like somebody like Crypto Savvy or somebody like Capo that has 700,000 followers, and you refuse to change the narrative and say maybe I'm wrong, you don't have to say that you are wrong, but say maybe I'm wrong over this, I'm still trusting my guts, but maybe you guys should look at somebody else and not me. Then I think you're a kind of crap person, because you are ruining it for a lot of other people that I'm missing out because of you. So if you are staying, 100% positive that it's gonna go towards upside, and it goes in the other direction, and you do not change your direction. So right now we're going towards upside, and we are like, yeah, it's gonna be 40k, 50k, whatnot, right? But if we see something changes and we feel that, you know, okay, it's not going our way, you know, once, twice, we gotta come to one point that we say, you know, okay, maybe we were wrong, you know, maybe, just maybe we are wrong, you know. And you know, holding out this long, I mean, there is always chance for, you know, 10K and whatnot, but you know, saying that you are maybe wrong might actually do good for a lot of people, right? Doesn't matter. The people who can't think for themselves don't have money in the first place. Nah, they do have money, but you know, a lot of people can do TA. They do not understand how the markets work, you know, fluctuate, market psychology and stuff like that. It's not just about lines. You gotta, I was actually thinking about this today. You know, we like to draw lines and we have patterns and we have resistance, support levels and stuff like that, but that's not enough. That's not enough. You need to understand how the markets, you know, move towards upside, downside. You need to understand euphoria phases and, you know, fear phases. You need to understand accumulation and distribution zones. You need to understand market structure in a way on psychological level to actually benefit from the lines. So you will oftentimes have some kind of bearish patterns and bearish you know, momentum, where actually you will see that on a psychological level that fear is kicking in and people have, you know, stopped, maybe, you know, are maybe panic selling and stuff like that. Maybe that just maybe where the turning points are gonna come, right? So it's not only, you know, the lines are not enough. You need to, you know, we need to have something else than the lines. That said, it is good to see that, you know, one by one they are changing their narrative and they are turning toward our side. So what you have here on the Bitcoin right now, it's one of the first move that we need to make to get out of this channel up here. There's this actually a channel over here. This actually a channel over here. So if you remove this line over here, you can see up here that we are still not outside of the channel, but it is the first move that is very, very strong. Because you can see up here that we had this very nice trend line over here, this part up here that we failed to break up here. You know, we're thinking like, oh, maybe we're gonna do this move up here, and then we pull back. Then we had the FUD dump down here, and after the FUD dump, this was it, guys. This was it. The FUD dump actually scared a lot of people, but even on the FUD dump, we did not create a lower low up here. We created a higher low on the charts, which is actually still bullish. Not only that, we came up here higher highs, higher highs up here on the chart, and right now on this move up here tonight, in the last, you know, 4 to 6 hours, in the last 7 hours, we made this move above the line, and right now we still got 1 hour left, but you know, we are still standing above the line. So right now it's consolidating, but in the bigger picture, maybe on the daily time frame, something like that, we still have a little bit, you know, more moves to have before we have these, you know, big explosive moves towards upside. Because once it's outside of this channel, it's pretty much done. It's pretty much done. So we're gonna see how that, you know, that plays out. But it's a very good thing that we are outside, you know, we are creating a higher, you know, we are breaking the resistance towards upside. Because if you remember what I said, everything looks, you know, kind of bearish, and like Gord says, we are at resistance and overextended. He's wrong with the overextended part, but we are at resistance. But just being at resistance, this is where a lot of, you know, technical analysis, you know, have a you know, a lot of problem understanding. When you have a resistance, even though it's a major resistance level, and you come to that resistance, does not mean that you are gonna get rejected because you are still bearish because of, you know, 2-year bear market and stuff like that. You know, resistances get broken eventually. You gotta, you know, and this resistance will eventually get broken. There is no way you're gonna get 100K without actually breaking all of the resistances towards, you know, 69K. At one point, these resistances will get broken. You will go higher. The question is when that's gonna come, right? So oftentimes you'll see some kind of, you know, major resistance level. You see some kind of price going up with some kind of extension towards upside, and these resistance oftentimes do get, you know, get rejected. But some kind of slow moves towards upside, consolidation below the resistance line, waiting for the moving average and stuff like that. Some kind of, you know, slowish move towards upside up here does indeed, in fact, gives a very good chance to break the resistance. The only thing that's, you know, that needs to happen is for the bulls to show that they are stronger, and they can actually break the resistance, and we go towards upside. Once the resistance is broken, stuff explodes. This is rising channel up here towards upside. We are looking to break this rising channel towards upside eventually. We are still not above it, but you know, right now over here, the first, you know, the first line up here is the trend line over here for this move over here. it was some kind of downtrending move over here towards downside. We broke that, so we are no longer, you know, trending over here towards downside. We also held nicely the support level on downside. We got this channel right now towards upside, but before we get to the channel, there is a resistance up here around 28.7, give or take, up here, right over here, that we need to break. But once this is broken, this gets a lot more likely to get broken as well. So you see, although we are breaking one level, we have still two levels to break. And when it, you know, in the bigger picture up here, if you look at this entire thing on some kind of daily time frame, it's still, you know, bigger daily channel, bigger daily or weekly channel. But over here right now, what we have over here right now is that we got, you know, three moves that we have to make. Three moves that we have to make to actually explode towards outside, because these rising channels tend to be very, very volatile. And I will assume that if we are any way, shape or form bullish, if there is bullishness in the price, and I think there is a lot of bullishness in the price, that this channel, once this channel, even though this is a 4-hourly channel, once this channel gets broken, I'm looking at, you know, 30, I mean, you gotta get, you know, 32 levels up here. You gotta get into those levels, and there will be a lot of, you know, bears shorting these levels. But I think once we break this rising channel towards the upside into this 32 zone, I don't think there will be any kind of rejection towards the downside and stuff like that. There will be a lot of people shorting because, you know, major resistance level. But I think if we do get there, I think we need to go higher, and I said this before, because that's where the max pain is for the bears. So there is still a lot of bears left, as you just saw, you know, one by one, that switching the sides, because once you break certain levels, when you invalidate certain, you know, ideas, you have no other choice than to change. You know, right now there are only these perma bears that are refusing to change the, you know, the narrative towards the upside. And only after all of these bears have turned the narrative, and there is no more bears left, you know, to shill and, you know, shill the bearish narrative, then we can actually turn towards downside. So I don't see right now that the price of Bitcoin is weak. Over here it was actually looking a little weak. On this move towards downside over here it was looking at a little weak, and I've been thinking, you know, why does Bitcoin look weak on this last move towards downside? Is it really gonna drop? And it did drop down, but you know, that was all the FUD. So once the FUD kicked in, you saw that Bitcoin already, you know, had kind of hard time, especially on the small time frames up here. Hard time, you know, went up here towards the top, failed to break up here, could not go up, then dropped down here big time. But after, you know, this big drop, and after the FUD was actually, you know, debunked, it had a very nice easy move towards the upside. So you can definitely see on the chart that, you know, something is, you know, having harder time breaking the resistance levels, and something, you know, having, you know, very easy time breaking the support levels. That means very bearish. On the other hand, if it kind of holds the support levels and breaks the resistance levels, kind of look bullish. So I would say right now Bitcoin, with this move over here breaking this resistance line, does still shows bullishness in the charts. Because if you look up here a little bit, you know, zoomed out up here, this was a big move towards upside. This looks like, you know, some kind of double mountains here at the top. You know, everybody would say this is, oh man, that looks very, very bearish. It looks like something like this over here, just a little bit bigger time frame, you know, double mountains up here at the top where it actually fell down below the support. So everybody was, you know, assuming that, you know, this move up here is just gonna, you know, tumble down. But right now that we did this, you know, this week towards downside, we still create a higher low on the chart. It is really hard to be, you know, keep this, you know, bearish momentum towards downside. When bears had this, you know, huge FUD going on, and they had this great opportunity to push the price below the support, they failed. And what did we say when, you know, support failed to get broken? That means that bullishness is strong in the price. So bullishness is 100 definitely strong in the price right now. We broke the very magical resistance level. That's why we are in a very good mood today. We got two more levels to break right now over here. That's the resistance up here at the top, give or take. And then of course is the channel up here towards the upside. So you can see right now on this horizontal line up here, we need to get above that, and then we need to get out of the channel. But and when we get out the channel, that's when I think that the big moves are gonna come, because we always say these rising channels, these rising trend lines, once these rising trend lines get broken, those are the biggest and most, you know, powerful moves towards the upside. I don't know if you guys know, but there was this monthly time frame on Regenaton Pharmaceuticals. You know, I was watching what kind of stocks do have these rising trend lines that are breaking towards the upside and stuff like that. Nothing has the rising trend line, almost nothing. But I did find this one stock up here. I don't know what this is. and this has this monthly time frame right now that is breaking towards upside. I was like, oh my god, what the heck is this thing over here? Of course, some kind of, you know, drug company and stuff like that, but it is breaking towards upside up here. So I think this company is gonna play out, you know, very nicely here towards upside. I mean, it's still not gonna do anything, you know, crazy like, you know, Bitcoin does, but, you know, 30, 40, 50%, I think they definitely could do, right? So, you know, we guys that are in crypto, you know, we don't care about, you know, 30% moves. That's when some kind of shitcoin do it, you know, 2 hours. This is a monthly time frame, so, you know, there is that. But, you know, for investors and stuff like that, you know, these kind of moves indicate, you know, explosion in price. So it's been going up in this speed up here, so it's gonna increase in, you know, in speed towards upside. It's still gonna go very, very slow, but, you know, it's monthly time frame. But, you know, you know, that's the stock. That's the stock. Let's go back to Bitcoin over here. So I am very much bullish right now. I'm not euphoric just yet, and but the problem is not the problem, but the good thing is I'm no longer, you know, fearfully bullish. Before over here I was kind of fearfully bullish, because I was fearing that there might be the time that we actually drop below the support levels, but you know, and then we went in, you know, then we didn't do that, and I stopped being fearful. Then I was kind of living a little bit on the hopium, because this part over here is taking just way long time. So anytime you come to some kind of resistance level and you use a very long time to break that, I often get this, you know, hopium bullishness. I know this looks bullish, but, you know, the fact that it's taking so long time, you know, and my experience does tell me that, you know, this might, you know, gut feeling tells me that this might drop down. Oftentimes it does drop down, but the fact that this is right now after so long time, it's still not dropping on the downside. I'm no longer fearfully bullish. I'm no longer living on the hopium. I'm actually bullish. So it is very good. It's very good. So over here, something very bad needs to happen for us to drop towards the downside. And you know, if you look on daily time frame, you'll see right now that both this 10 moving average up here is doing this nice curvature up here towards upside. We managed to, I didn't even see the daily time frame. No, we don't have a bullish engulfing candle up here, but it does look good. It does look good. And you can see up here the previous stop up here on the daily time frame. Right now we are above that, so we got some kind of high up here, higher high up here, and right now we are technically creating higher high up here, but we still don't have that closed in, because, you know, still 16 hours left on the daily candle up here. So how this will actually close, you know, we need to see that. We still don't have a higher high, but we do have higher lows up here on the chart, which is actually very nice. So there are definitely bullish, you know, signs up here. This on the 2-day chart. Look at this wick, man. Look at this wick on the downs. This doji up here and this, you know, move up. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So the fact that we are actually managing to get up above these highs up here, especially this trend line up here, it is very bullish moment for Bitcoin. And you know, there's not much more to say. It is bullish moment. It is nice to enjoy that. Now I'm expecting kind of, you know, some kind of, you know, pullback up here or something like that, because you can see the moving averages are a little bit below. So, you know, whether we're just gonna, you know, go straight up here, go consolidate here, and then towards upside or something like that, or some kind of wick down, or, you know, I don't know how it's gonna play out exactly, because we are not going into small time frames. But it, you know, as long as we can actually, you know, next 5 minutes, you know, hold this, you know, hold above it up here, and, you know, we still don't fall down up here, you know, some kind of consolidation over here, you know, everything is gonna be nice. I definitely seeing some kind of higher highs up here eventually. Weekly time frame up here. We still have this, you know, doji up here, the green candle. Right now this green candle is even going higher, because this was, you know, way too big explosion, so it needs to wait a little bit until these, you know, moving averages starts curving towards upside. You can right now see that this 20 and the 50 moving averages are gonna switch around. So 10, 20, there will be 10, 20 moving average, and the 50, 10, 20, 50 moving average. What you want to see on the chart, on a bullish chart, is you want to see every moving average following each other. So if you have price like this, you want to see 10 moving average, 20, 50, 200 moving. You want to see one after another. This is the most, you know, this is a very strong uptrend, right? And the very bearish trend up here is when you see 10, 20, 50, 200 moving average from the other side, right? 10, 20, 50, you know, where is the 200 moving average? This is 200 moving average right now. So over here somewhere down there, but 10, 20, 50 moving average. This is a very bearish chart, right? That's very bearish chart. But right now we are actually switching this move, you know, where we're gonna have 10 moving average, 20 moving average, 50 moving average, and then eventually, you know, there will be, you know, 200 moving average below us. This is a super strong trend towards upside. That's what we're actually looking to get. And that's actually very nice. This consolidation had to happen up here at the top because we are a little bit extended from the moving average, so some kind of sideways consolidation time to give these moving averages a little bit time to, you know, adjust up here and then continue towards upside up here before we explode everything towards upside, right? So that's the plan, guys. That's the plan, how this is actually gonna play out. But I don't see that much bearishness right now in the chart, especially after yesterday, after we bounced off of the 20 moving average back above 10 moving average. Right now rising up here. Of course we can definitely go up here and then, you know, get reject up here or something like that. Bad can happen, but before that can actually happen, let's go a little bit back in time up here. Before that can actually happen, we will see it on chart very, very early. Right now that's, you know, somewhere up here in this channel up here, so you need to go back below something like, you know, 27.7. It's still around 27.7 give or take. So, you know, by you know, we won't wait until we get down to, you know, 15k to say, okay guys, we are bearish now. We're not gonna be like Savvy, you know, saying that, you know, from 15 to 30k. No, it's gonna go down to back down to 10k. You know, at one point we will change our, you know, change our stance very, very quickly once that happens. But, you know, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Besides that, Dogecoin is doing well. Right now 2% up here, just consolidating up here a little bit, but, you know, I don't know actually if it's doing well. It's just doing this, you know, triangle up here. The thing about Dogecoin up here is that you know, the news played out on the move up here, and I told my wife, yeah, it can probably go down right now because, you know, the news played out. So, you know, a lot of people bought, you know, right now it's having this consolidation. But if Bitcoin goes up, there is probability for this, you know, to go even higher over here. So we're gonna see if this is just gonna be consolidation with the next move towards the upside, or is it gonna be some kind of sell-off of this 30% move up here. So there is that. And the full moon comes out tomorrow. Let's go to the 4-hourly time frame on Bitcoin. We got a full moon tomorrow, guys. On the 6th, we got a full moon. Where is the 6th? Up here, give or take. So if you can just consolidate up here a little bit and then, you know, explode up here on the full moon, that would be the perfect ending to the, you know, to this bearish moon up here that started around somewhere up here. You can see up here we are actually technically higher than we started the full moon, which is actually very bullish. Very nice. But we pumped all the way up to the new moon, and during the new moon we actually went consolidation. I mean, if you do not believe in the moons by now, I don't know what you're gonna believe in, right? Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, put us in the consolidation phase right now. Right now we're getting the full moon, and, you know, we're gonna explode. Market changes the evolution. Badly structured reverse cup and handle and head and shoulders in the making. Badly structured reverse cup and handle. I don't see cup and badly structured reverse cup and handle. For me, pharmaceuticals. DXY looking iffy. Yeah, so we've been also looking at DXY. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, this is still dropping on the downside. So I was a little bit wrong up here that I thought that there was some kind of double bottom over here, but we are looking at the 4-hourly time frame. And then it broke this trend over here. I was thinking this might actually reverse towards the upside over here, but it got rejected, which is actually very good. Came back down to support, failed that, and even going down stronger. So the dollar is still dumping towards the downside, guys. The dollar, but this is on the small time frames. So let's look at a little bit on the bigger time frames up here. When it comes to the dollar, let's go to the weekly time frames up here. I think we're gonna move this line up here and some of these, you know, lines up here, and this line can stay up here. So this is some kind of channel up here in a greater scheme of things. The top line, the mid line, sorry, the bottom line, but there are two top bottom lines up here. So I can definitely right now see it going something like 98 over here. Because right now, this is on the weekly time frame. Is it breaking the support on the weekly right now? Yeah, it is actually breaking the support on the weekly time frame. So if this DXY does break support on the weekly time frame up here, I definitely can see it going down to 98 or even down all the way down here to 93 levels, which might indicate, you know, very big moves for Bitcoin. Let me see if there is any kind of divergence on the chart or anything like that. Yeah, so there is slight divergence on the chart up here. So the price is going towards the downside, the RSI is going up, but if it goes down over here, there will be no divergence on the RSI. So there is definitely a chance for, you know, DXY to go all the way to some kind of 98 or 93 levels. The big question is, you know, is this gonna be enough for us to pump? And then once it's some kind of bottom, then Bitcoin goes into consolidation while this, you know, recovers a little bit, right? So there is that. But right now, definitely pulling back, definitely still pulling back, and it's actually a strong pullback towards the downside. Madrigal Pharmaceuticals found a new drug to reverse liver cirrhosis. Yeah, that's the thing that you know, it's pumping these drug companies. They find out something, you know, something, and then, you know, the price of that stock pumps like, you know, 100%. 8th of April solar eclipse. No, it's not there, guys. Again, I gotta remind you every single day. Every single day, I gotta remind you that on exactly the 20th of April, 20th April, guys, 20th April, right over here, 20th April, 20th April. Very important date. It is the new moon and a solar eclipse. So remember the date. Remember the date. Admit to yourself that you are wrong and move on. Never. People still don't know the date. They know the date, man. They know the date. The date is okay. We called some very good dates on the chart. The date that, you know, bothers me the most is up here. And the thing that this bothers me, it was the blood new moon, or blood moon. It was a blood moon, and I was like, prior to the blood moon, I was actually reading about, you know, market analysis on the moons from some guy that wrote some kind of article about blood moons, and he was saying how the blood moons are very correlated with the market dumps. And I was thinking like, but I was like, nah, it's okay, we're not gonna dump. And I didn't call the dump, and I didn't care about the moon and blood moon, and then we dumped big time over here. So, you know, that's the one thing that matters. So I don't want to miss the 20th April call up here, 20th April. I don't want to miss that call. So, you know, 20th April, we're gonna call to, you know, regardless. I don't want to, you know, this thing to happen again. I don't want that here. It's not 420, it's 204, man. 204. 204. Ethereum also has broken out. I think Ethereum, oh my god, Ethereum is already broken. This is on daily time frame, guys. Ethereum is already outside of the channel, and this is stupidly bullish for Ethereum. Let's redraw the line a little bit over here. Let me see if you can draw the lines on daily time frame up here a little bit nicer up here. Let's use the stop line up here. Yeah, Ethereum is already, if it can close on the daily time frame above this line, Ethereum is already gonna explode, guys. Ethereum is gonna go. Ethereum has already been in this channel for a very, very long time, and right now it's breaking the resistance line here at the top. Let's see where the moving averages are on this thing over here. And it's bouncing off of the moving averages up here. So it is, you know, it is interesting to see if it's gonna, you know, do this up here and continue. But if it does that, it's no longer be trending like this over here. It's gonna be trending faster towards the upside. How fast, you know, how fast is the, you know, question. But if it does this, this is actually very, very bullish for Ethereum. This actually is strongly bullish for Ethereum right now, as long as it can, you know, close the daily time frame above the resistance up here. Because the way I see it, that's a resistance line, man. Yeah, I mean, the bottoms now up here tops. Yeah, it does looks very, very nice. It does look legit. It does look very legit. This resistance line looks very legit. And if it does, you know, manage to break that towards upside, it's gonna be. How's Arbitrum looking? Arbitrum is doing actually okay. We've been making a couple of videos on Arbitrum up here. And last video we talked about that there was a rising wedge up here. There might be a pullback up here, but I said that this was a you know, bullish channel towards the upside, so it has more probability to break up, and it's coming down to the support levels up here. There was a rising wedge up here, so I was thinking this might go up here and then break towards the upside, and it actually did that. So from the bottom up here, it did something like 20%, 17% towards the upside, and right now it's above these moving averages up here. So but you know, bullish engulfing candle up here a little bit, still bouncing off of these bottoms down here. But the problem up here on the daily time frame is that over here this is a low and this is a lower low. So you get a lower low on the chart. So this might actually pump up a little bit up here, but it needs to get, you know, to change the trend, it needs to get up above the previous high up here. So I'm a little bit unsure whether it's gonna be, you know, be able to break above the previous high, because this over here is a lower low. So if it does break up here, I think it's gonna have a pullback up here again. But you know, this wasn't a good thing to happen. I mean, the fact that you are creating a lower low on the chart on the daily time frame, this is the very first lower low. It's not very optimistic, you know, in the long run. But the move is nice. The move is nice, you know. But the question is, how high can it actually go before it reverses the trend? Readout on the Euro Schmita, it signals a major crash every time it's up on us. Good, we know the crash is gonna come. Nobody says that crash is not gonna come. We know that the financial market is gonna go down. The only thing we're saying, it's not gonna be today. The only thing we're saying, it's not gonna be today. You know, the market will crash. We understand that. Everybody's gonna lose the money. Everybody who's in debt is gonna be in deep pass. You know, the world is going to S and stuff like that, right? We understand that, but it's not gonna be today or tomorrow. You know, I've encountered a real life infinite money ATM, endless free money. Where did you encounter that? I want some of that, man. I want some of that. Is there anything more we should be talking about? Yes, there is this thing on S&P 500, guys. So, as much as I like to be bullish on S&P and stuff like that, let's go to the daily time frame. S&P, Dow Jones and stuff like that. It is important to notice that S&P 500, Dow Jones and Nasdaq right now is hitting a resistance line up here. It was some kind of resistance up here because I like these two tops up here, and then, you know, it confirmed this bottom up here. So right now S&P 500 is hitting resistance. The Dow Jones as well, up here at the top up here, is hitting resistance as well. Although it did bounce very nicely out of the support, and right now it is hitting resistance. And the Nasdaq right now as well is hitting resistance as well here at the top. So both three major indexes, S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, are all hitting resistance level. The big questions are, of course, will these levels break towards the upside? It is curving nicely up here. It is curving nicely up here, maybe for another move towards upside up here. And I would expect, if we are in some kind of a, maybe a stagnation period up here, you know, I would expect something like this to happen. I mean, we can definitely do another move towards upside, which will actually be very, very terrible. So there is actually a support line here on the next line. There's a resistance line. If you break the resistance line, I think we're gonna explode really fast towards the upside. On the other hand, if that does not happen right now, because it is sitting at resistance, if it fails to break towards the upside up here and breaks on the downside up here, you know, and you know, doesn't respect the line up here, I would expect some kind of, you know, dump to come. But important to notice, we are at resistance, always respect the major resistance level, and right now S&P 500, Dow Jones and Nasdaq are all on the resistance level. There is one thing that I read a couple of days ago, and that's that S&P 500, 13% of S&P 500 index is just Apple and Google. Then you got these other big companies, and it's not really good reflection of what economy is doing. So I was thinking maybe it's not very good thing to actually look at S&P 500, you know, to get a, you know, feel of what's happening in the economy and the world. And then I was you know, reading a little bit about, and then there is this Russell 2000 indicator. Russell 2000, there is also Russell 3000, but this Russell 2000 is very nice. And what you're gonna see here on the Russell 2000 is it doesn't seem actually that very bullish, not just right now. Let's go to the monthly time frame up here. And if you see up here, it came to some kind of top, it curved, you know, up here at the top, pulled back down here, and right now it's doing this, you know, this bearish, you know, what are you gonna call it? It is doing this, you know, bear flag down here at the downside. So it does look like it might actually drop. It's also, you know, on the monthly time frame, close below the 50 moving average, right now pulling down, and it does look a lot worse than, you know, S&P 500 and Dow Jones and Nasdaq is looking. So Russell 200, the small companies are actually looking very, very bad, the way I see it. You know, I try to, you know, draw some nice lines on this and stuff like that, but it doesn't look optimistic, you know, right now. Let me draw some kind of, you know, different kind of lines up here just to see if this might indicate something, you know. No, the first one is up here, right? First one should be something up here, give or take. Maybe from over here, we got a break of the trend. Then we should use probably somewhere up here, top up here. It looks like I tried to break it and failed up here, and then you got the trend down here that goes something like this up here at the bottom. But the previous one up here, you know, it looks like it's breaking. Now it doesn't look that strong over here right now. Also on the weekly time frame is below, you know, it dumped below the moving average right now. It's going into this, you know, four moving averages rejection up here, already getting a little bit rejected up there. Now I don't think Russell 2000 looks strong. Now Russell 2000 is a lot more, you know, better. Yeah, Russell 2000 is a lot more better, you know, indication of the economy than S&P 500, because S&P 500 is, you know, pumped a lot by these big, you know, big stocks like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon and stuff like that, right? So these are pumping this, you know, these big indexes. But Russell 2000, a lot of these small companies, stuff like that, and they do look indeed, in fact, very, very bearish. So you know, the Bitcoin is sorry, not the S&P 500, Dow Jones. They don't even look, you know, closely up here. You can see up here that there's some kind of tops up here on the, you can see all of this, you know, green stuff, you know, pumped up here towards upside, and this one thing up here, you know, curving towards upside. So they don't look even closely related to the Russell 200. Russell 2000. They don't even look like closely related. Like for the last 3 months, this has been just going towards downside. So it looks like, you know, Russell 2000 is kind of inversely correlated with, you know, everything else. Russell 2000, it's like S&P 500 just, you know, with all the crap stocks. It is my crypto app, big bug, simple to reproduce, first reported to the company, saying, what? You get a crypto app with infinite money and you are reporting that? That's not the plan, man. You're not fit to be a criminal. I'm sorry, I gotta say this, but your what is it called? Your career in criminalism is not gonna last very long. You're too good of a person, Jürgen Bear. So Bitcoin is pulling back down a little bit up here, as we see up here. I was actually expecting this pullback, which is actually very nice. So we got two major levels on Bitcoin up here. Let me just do this, you know, before we end the stream. Up here, give or take, it's somewhere up here. You see up here we are pulling. I was expecting this pullback because I'm looking at some other coins up here and I want to pull back, which is actually very nice. But I would say that this 4-hourly candle, unless this breaks below these support levels over here, I think we are fine. That's right now already at, you know, 28k or something like that. So you can see these, you know, these important levels are right now, you know, getting higher and higher, which is actually very, very good. So this pullback, you know, no problem whatsoever. If there is a problem, we'll do an emergency stream, guys. Okay, we've been streaming for 48 minutes. Guys, thank you for stopping by. Hit the like button on the way out. I've been watching my, you know, YouTube analytics, and I figured out you are not liking enough videos, guys. You need to like, you know, like at the end of the stream. And yeah, I could show you something else. I could show you one more thing. So we have been, I've been looking a little bit at certain levels up here. And let me change this to logarithmic chart so you can see this. I can show you one interesting fact up here before we end. So from the bottom down here to the, you know, to the resistance up here, there's been something like, let's remove this first. That you know, from the bottom to the resistance up here, that's been, you know, 92, you know, level move towards the upside. If you look at it last time up here from the bottom towards the resistance up here, right, before it actually exploded, that was 81% move. And if you look right now over here from the bottom towards the resistance up here, it was 88% move. So 80-90% moves every single time from the bottom towards major resistance just before we actually exploded towards the upside. And the first move up here, when we exploded towards the upside up here, the first move was something like 57%. And then I was actually not looking at this extension move, but this very first move up here, That was also something like 54%. And if we assume that, you know, the next move is gonna be, you know, 50-60% up here, that means that, you know, Mladen is gonna be, you know, just about right, about 46k next move, give or take. So Mladen is gonna get his bragging rights on that move. Oh my god, I have to go to the bathroom. You know when you have to go to the bathroom and you're like, yeah, well, I'm at that point right now. So guys, without further ado, I really have to go to the bathroom. Thank you for stopping by. 46k incoming, maybe even 51 if Mladen's lines are correct. I believe it's better to help than to steal. Besides, it won't be able to sleep knowing the money, and I already don't sleep that well. Yeah, we are good people. It's like pressing the like button on this video 1,000 times and getting the stream trending on the YouTube homepage. Thanks for the okay, I gotta go. I really gotta go. Bye bye. Bye bye. No outro.